Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Wealth Squad Chris. So check this out. I want to introduce a concept to you guys. Some of y'all might be familiar with it. If not, here you go, right? So it's called buy things that buy things, right? So instead of taking your main source of income, your job, whatever you get paid out from your business, and going shopping with it, you go and turn around, buy an asset, get your money from your job or whatever, buy an asset, buy you something to flip, invest the money, and then you'll take some of the return, some of the profit, and you could go shopping with a portion of it, and then you could reinvest the other portion, right? So instead of getting money and buying stuff, you get paid from your job, you buy stuff. That's regular in our country. That's like the regular thing to do. You work hard for 2 weeks, you get a paycheck, you go to the mall, right? It's regular. I want you to think outside the box, right? So instead of getting money and then buying stuff, you're gonna buy you stuff that buys you more stuff, right? So you're just gonna roll those wages, you're gonna roll those profits into things that will pay you. It could be a swing trade, it could be a house flip, it could be a rental property, it could be whatever. And then you're gonna start spending the money that your money has created, right? So you don't wanna get in a world where you have to, work X amount of hours to get X amount of money and then spend that same amount of money. Because to get the same, to return that money back into your account, you gotta work the same amount of hours. For example, you work 40 hours, you make $2,000 from a 40-hour work week. You spend $2,000. In order for you to replenish that $2,000 in your account, you have to work another 40 hours, right? So there's always a one-for-one swap. There's always this tie between how many hours you're working and then how much money you're making. So what you want to do is you want to start buying things that will buy you things, right? So if you take some of that money, you roll into a rental property, you get $1,000 for rent, maybe you go spend $300-400 of it, right? If you net $1,000 a month for rent for this house, maybe you go spend $300-400 of it. You could roll the rest back into, you could reinvest the rest, right? But the principle here is that if you're spending the money that your money has created, your nest egg keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. You're only living off of your dividends. You're only living off your rental income. You're only living off of, interest paid, right? You're not living off of the principal. So the principal can continue to appreciate. So think about this. You spend $100,000 for a house, right? You got a loan for it. So you put 20K down. You got $100,000 for a house, right? You live off of the rental income. Let's say you're netting $700 a month, right? You're living off the rental income. You could go to the casino, blow that $700. The very next month, you're gonna have another $700. Then month after that, you're gonna have another $700. The month after that, another $700. It's just gonna keep replenishing itself, right? But the actual investment itself is worth $100,000 when you buy it. Then the next year it's worth 105. Then the next year it's worth 111. Then the next year is the big year. It's worth 125, right? So you might be, getting the money and spending it, getting the money and spending it, getting the money and spending it, and here goes your house. It keeps appreciating. It keeps appreciating, right? So imagine what your life will be like. Imagine how your finances will be set up if you do this with 3 or 4 properties, or if you do this with some properties and then you do some with some dividend-paying stocks, right? Or you go buy a business that pays you passively. So that's the whole name of the game. You want to take a portion of your income, buy something that's going to buy you something, right? You want to shop with the money that your money is made, not with your actual money. That's the name of the game, right? Buy things that buy things. All right, this is what I mean. There's a breakdown of what I'm talking about, right? So here you have your income, your main source of income. What we're kind of programmed to do is get our income and then go buy stuff. So you got your shirt, you got your Nikes, right? This is regular. Money, stuff, right? Of course you got your bills and stuff in there, but money, stuff, this is how we live our lives, right? We get caught in a cycle where if we want more stuff, we got to go spend more time so we can get more money, right? We're exchanging our time for income, and then we exchange our income for stuff, right? But it has to go in this cycle like this, or it could go in this cycle like this. You take your income, right? You go buy something. Let's say a rental property, right? You go buy something. This rental property nets you $700 a month, and it appreciates 5% a year, right? You take some of that $700, you buy stuff. You take the rest of it and you reinvest it, right? So then it could go right back into this cycle. So year one, you might be able to get you one rental property, nets you $700 a month. Cool. Year 3, you add on the second one. Year 5, you add on 2 more. Now you got 4. Now you're at $2,800 a month, right? Year 7, you got another one, right? And then another one, right? And then what happens is this money that compounds, because remember, you only spend a fraction of it on the stuff. This stuff, you're gonna keep coming around in this circle until it grows exponentially, right? It's gonna get to the point where after 1 year of you collecting rent, you're gonna be able to buy 2 more houses, right? First, it might start off slow. You get your first house year 1, and then you get your second house year 3 or year 4, and then you get your third house maybe year 5, and then what's gonna happen is it's gonna speed up, right? As this continues to grow, then when you can get your next one, it speeds up. Now I want you to think about this as well. When it comes to real estate, $700 a month, that's what it starts off. We all know, we all have experienced what it's like when rent goes up. It's $700 this month, and it's $700 this year, then next year $720, and then $750, then it's $780, right? So here's the thing, the cost of the rent keeps going up, 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 up. Your mortgage stays flat for the whole life of the loan. Your mortgage is going to stay flat, the rent is going to go up, right? So eventually you'll get to the point where this $700 a month is now going to be, we'll say you get to the point where this is $5,000 a month, right? Here you are 6, 7 years later, you're at $5,000 a month. Now you can either buy more stuff or you could speed up the process to buy another one. Speed up the process to buy another one, right? So the difference is this is instant gratification, right? You can do this right away. You can literally get your direct deposit and then be in the mall like within 15 minutes spending it, right? So you can instantly get the things that you want for. You like shoes, there's nothing wrong with liking shoes. You like shoes, you like new clothes, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But as soon as you get the money from your job, you could have those shoes and clothes within 15 minutes, right? If you want to buy assets that'll eventually buy you shoes and clothes, this might take you a few years to build up. But the thing is, once you have this portfolio built, you can't go backwards, right? You can't go backwards because even if you take a hit with one of these units, it goes down, it's vacant, you still got the other ones, right? Or even if you blow this money every single month flat, you spend the whole $5,000 flat, look, your house is still appreciating. So the assets are going up, you know, the asset's gonna go up, whether you're breaking even on the actual cash flow or not. So that's the whole name of the game. You can get money and buy stuff, or you can buy you things that buy you things. Here goes a few ideas that you can use, that you could take and run with, some things that you could buy that will buy you more things, right? So you could get the bag, you could go get a mobile home, right? You could do rent to own on these mobile homes. I'm talking about you buy a mobile home for $10,000, you do a 5-year lease, you know, rent to own. Therefore, when you do a rent to own thing, like when you do a rent to own agreement, what happens is you're essentially the bank, and whoever signs that lease, whoever signs that agreement is the homeowner. So the smart thing about doing a rent to own with a mobile home is that you're not responsible for maintenance, right? So if you're just the bank now, you're issuing, you know, the mortgage. So the person who's, you know, paying you monthly, they're the homeowner, they're responsible for their maintenance. Obviously you want to detail this in the contract, but that could pay you monthly. A mobile home, you can get $10,000 mobile homes, man. Go on Facebook Marketplace, go on OfferUp. You can look for these things, and Craigslist as well. All right, cool. A house. Obviously, we know how a house could pay you passively. Cars for Turo or hire car. The cool thing about the car game, so my car got rented yesterday. I listed my car 2 days ago. It got rented, or it got booked within the first like 15-20 minutes, right? So the cool thing about the car game for Turo or hire car is that you don't necessarily need a lot of money. If you have good credit, you can go qualify for a loan. Say you go qualify for a $15,000 new car loan. You don't need no money to put into that, right? You could just go get the loan. You don't need a down payment. Like if you have $2,000-3,000 for down payment, cool. But the bank could give you the loan for the car itself, or online business. You could purchase an online business and then, you know, set up systems, virtual assistants or whatever, so it becomes more passive. But there's some ideas for you. You could do mobile homes, you could do real estate, like with houses, you could do cars for Turo or hire a car. You could do online businesses, man. So many different ways to get the bag, buy you something, and then you can roll all these profits into the stuff you want to buy, or reinvest it so you can get more, or you can diversify, right? So maybe you take your rental income for your house and then you go buy a car, or you take your rental income for the house and then you save up that money and buy some stocks, whatever. Just a few ideas how you want to get it. We talk about all this stuff in the Wealth Squad, man. We have the Wealth Squad University. Once you're a part of the Wealth Squad, you could just scroll down in our university. It's like Netflix. You know, you could pick a topic. If you want to learn about mobile home investing, cool. We got mobile home investing courses that are free once you're in there. If you want to learn about real estate, we have real estate classes. We do these classes 3 to 4 times per week, and if you're not there live for the class, then you could just go watch it in the Wealth Squad University. So like I said, think about like Netflix. So you could just, you know, hop on the couch, or whenever you're in bed you want to watch something, you can go to the Wealth Squad University. You can just scroll, pick your topic, watch it at your own pace, or you can show up live for the classes so you can ask the educators any questions that you might have. You know, it'd be a good way for you to ask questions for somebody who's experienced in the field, and they'll get back to you on those classes. The classes are usually about an hour, 2 hours long. We do them 4 times a week. So, yeah, man, this is buying you things that buy you things.